Okay, guys, I know what you're thinking. Not another crime podcast, right? Well, hold on. This is a crime podcast like no others. This is small time crime, where we focus on the smaller crimes that no one hears about, and they definitely don't get the attention they deserve. You won't see these stories on the 6 o'clock news. They barely hit the headlines, and you wouldn't believe them unless you heard them here. So, we've got a couple stories we're going to read. I've got my co host, Ella, here. Ella,
Hello.
she's a mysterious one. Who wants to start us off today? We've got a few good stories here. You want me to start? Okay, I'll start us off. So my first story comes out of Hernando County, Spring Hills, Florida. You know, most people when they're dealing drugs, and they just tend to keep their dealings under wraps. Like they don't want anybody to know about them. Well, this one Florida man had another idea. Thomas Eugene Colucci dialed 911 to have officers meet him at a local bar. So they're already off to a great start having drinks, and they want to meet him at a bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything's
Perfect. We're having
lining
a
up
good
here.
night.
Yeah. So when police arrived, Tommy, we're going to call him Tommy now. It's just Tommy.
Okay, Tommy.
Yeah. Well, he produced 2 dime bags containing a white crystal-like substance, which he handed over to the deputy. So you're probably thinking, good Samaritan, right? No, not the case here with Tommy. Tommy ended up getting arrested. So after using the drug, Tommy, he believed that he'd been sold bath salts instead of meth.
What are bath salts?
So I didn't really know, so I had to look into this a little bit.
You were prepared for my question.
I was, because So it's a synthetic cathinone, more commonly known as bath salts, are human-made stimulants chemically related to the cathone, a substance found in the cat plant. Cat is a shrub grown in East Africa and Southern Arabia, where people chew on its leaves for the mild stimulant effects. Human-made versions of cathone can be much more stronger than the natural product, and in some cases very dangerous.
I was fully under the impression these were straight up bath salts. Like I'm getting them from Walmart.
Oh, you thought they were Epsom salts?
Yeah, I guess so.
I did at first, but I've learned to believe that they're not.
Okay.
So he produced the meth, or the bath salt, what he thought were bath salts, to the officers, and he would like them to test it to make sure that it's meth. He stated that he's an experienced drug user who has used meth prior, and he knows what it should feel like. Yeah, and he's saying that
an idiot.
Oh, he's dumb. He's saying that he didn't want other drug users to purchase the fake meth, so he's doing his good
so
deed.
he is a good Samaritan.
He is, in a sense.
Okay.
But the officers tested the two bags that he produced, and they were both, in fact, methamphetamine.
Oh, okay. So you get what you pay for.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna have a belt. Okay, we're gonna have like the dumbest criminal belt. And right now, Tommy's holding it. He's the champ, okay?
Okay, for the moment, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, and then anybody can take it. It's a little segment we're going to be doing. So Tommy ended up getting charged with possession of methamphetamine.
Oh, shocking.
Yeah, possession of drug paraphernalia, 2 counts. And he had a bond set at $7,000 US.
Oh.
Yep, so the sheriff's office that was involved in this one, they made a little statement on social media saying, hey, if you need your drug test, just call us.
Yeah.
Just call us. We'll take care of it for you.
of that.
Yeah, they're in it. So, yeah, Tommy isn't a bright one here, and yeah.
He doesn't sound like a genius.
He's definitely not a genius, I would say. Definitely not.
I'm going to guess he could potentially be related to the people in our next story, because these people are also not very smart.
Okay, I'm excited.
So I'm going to assume and I mean, it's not an assumption because I'm very well aware that your favorite show is Cops.
I love Cops. I absolutely love Cops.
Yeah.
I've got a few stories on Cops. I'll tell them later, but yeah.
Nice. So, okay, so this one was on Cops.
Okay, so I might know the story.
And I saw it, full disclosure, saw a clip on TikTok, and I was like, this is perfect for our show. I thought I'd give it a shot. So we're going to Santa Rosa County.
Okay.
And
California?
I don't know. It says East Milton, Santa Rosa. I'm going to assume yes. It has a lot of like Spanish stuff in it. So I don't
Santa, everything's Santa. California.
We're going to assume it's Santa Rosa. Anyways, so there was a domestic alteration between Trisha Ricker, 53 of East Milton, and
Trisha sounds like a girl that would have a domestic. She sounds like somebody that would be involved in a domestic dispute.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
So Miss Patricia was charged with aggravated assault and battery.
Ooh.
And a second degree felony count of aggravated battery causing bodily harm.
Ooh.
According to the sheriff's office, police responded to the home on
Mhm.
Booker Road. I
Okay.
don't know where that is, but
That's where they went.
that's where they went. Upon arrival, deputies spoke with a victim who was on the front porch and she was just bleeding. The back of her head,
So,
on her
sorry,
face.
just a picture that this is two girls that are fighting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's two girls that are fighting.
Okay.
I'm not going to say girls. They're like in their 50s, so.
Oh, women.
Yeah,
Grown
they're
women.
full women.
Yeah, okay.
While awaiting medical attention, the victim said her roommate had pushed her. According to the victim, she defended herself by punching Ricker, who allegedly punched back before hitting her in the back of the head with an
Ooh.
unopened can of corn.
Ooh. Was
The
it cream corn? It is now.
I don't know. The victim said she was hit so hard that the can of corn busted open,
I have seen this episode. I know what you're talking about.
causing the corn to spill out. Timmy Baker, who is the boyfriend of the can-wielding criminal,
Oh, this sounds like a crazy throuple thing that's going on here.
you know what, it totally could be, witnessed the incident and corroborated the victim's account. So he's not even sticking up for his own girlfriend here. That's how you know.
That's a healthy relationship, folks.
She did dirty. Deputies spoke to Ricker, who said the victim got up in her face and grabbed her by the hair when they began fighting. She admitted hitting the victim in the head with the corn during the altercation and then...
Never admit, guys. Don't admit to anything.
Get a lawyer.
Get a lawyer up, folks.
Then Ricker grabbed the can of corn, because the police have been called, ran to the forest and chucked her into the woods. The victim wanted to press charges, and based on the statements from the witness, she was placed under arrest and transported to jail. That's where she was issued a $500 bond.
Okay, that's affordable. That's affordable.
Yeah. So the newspaper reached out to the victim and asked her, like, how are you doing? What are your injuries? Obviously, this is on Cops. People know about it. There's going to be some follow-up.
Oh, yeah.
The woman
and the town just got smaller all of a sudden, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows your business.
So the woman had to receive 8 staples to the back of her head and incurred $5,000 worth of medical expenses due to the incident. I don't have any follow-up on what happened to Ricker, but I do know that she is in jail waiting a felony motion on this.
Ooh. So, I assumed she would probably, like, charges get dropped. I figured was happening.
Yeah,
but...
no. So then also I did look into it a little bit more because obviously I want to see. So
you want to get some backstory on it?
I saw the video when she smashed the can of corn.
Yeah.
What happened was it busted open the top, and then that sharp lip of the can is what actually
she got like right in the corner kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then the back of the head. Yeah,
and I saw it, and it was blood everywhere. So I hadn't actually seen the Cops video until after I decided this was something we needed to talk about. I just saw a brief clip on TikTok, and I looked, and it was a pretty bloody scene.
I remember it. If it's the one I'm thinking about, yeah, it was.
I'm sure. Yeah. Well, actually,
I don't know. It's Cops.
You watch a lot of Cops, so I'm not sure. But I actually was very. I thought, okay, that would suck. Obviously, getting hit with a can is going to do some damage.
Oh yeah.
But how hard do you have to hit someone for that can to break open?
Well, like, I've dropped cans on the ground and stuff, like the tile floor, and they don't even. Yeah, no, they'll dent. So I mean, to actually have it, I don't know. Maybe it's $1 store can.
I don't know if dollar store cans are can different. Maybe I'm not certain, but the brute strength required for that was impressive.
Maybe she was a pitcher in another life or something. You know,
maybe
played MLB in another life.
Yeah, it could be. I guess so.
All right, you ready for a doozy here? I've got a doozy. So we're gonna take this one to the West Coast, Ridgecrest, California. So just to put this on a map for you, we're about 3 hours northeast of Hollywood. And I'm gonna tell you, this one sounds like a scene from an action movie, but it is not. It is not a scene from an action movie. It sounds like it, but it's not.
I'm intrigued.
So we've got the members of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment. We're going to call them SOAR for short. They're doing some training at the Inyokern Airport. I butchered that, I know. So they're doing some training, you know what I mean? And they're staying at site. So one staff sergeant decides to have a late night cigarette before he hits us. Hey, it's about 1:19 a.m. So he hunkers down near an airport hangar, lights up his smoke. He's really starting to enjoy it. You know, he's savoring it. Like it's been a while, you know, like he's just really into the smoke,
Like,
right?
this is my smoke tonight. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Yeah, it's the
every
last
second.
one, you know, you're before bed, you know, you probably turn 1 into 2 kind of deal, you know what I mean? Just get your nicotine levels up. So he thinks he sees a little flash. He's like, nah, can't be. Then he sees it again. He's like, what? And then suddenly he's approached by a guy in full ninja garb.
Shut the front door.
It's full ninja garb. And he goes, do you know who I am? Do you know where my family is?
Sorry, you're wearing ninja garb. I don't know anything.
Can you show me your face, please? So then the ninja begins to slash the sergeant with a katana sword.
Oh, like legit?
Legit slashes him.
Scary.
Strikes his leg and his phone. So the sergeant runs, jumps the fence.
Sorry, any good ninja worth his salt would have just chopped that guy's head off and moved on.
Oh, 100%. He was silently. Wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
So the sergeant ran, jumped a fence, and he reached a building where he was joined by others from his company. So I'm guessing he wasn't trained to take on ninjas. That's what I'm going to say here.
The U.S. Army isn't training for ninja attacks?
I don't think so.
I gotta say, the ninja, like, dude, you don't say anything. Ninjas are supposed to be silent. That's the whole game,
That's
isn't
what I thought. Yeah, I mean, like Beverly Hills Ninja, that guy with his brother running behind. He was super quiet.
And you know what? Like, what would he have said if the officer was like, "Oh yeah, I totally know you." And
you're George. Yeah, I went to high school with you, bud.
Yeah, I know you. Like, would that have stopped the ninja in his tracks?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Not this guy. Not this ninja. So, his captain walks the door. They call 911, right? Because they got this ninja out there. So suddenly the ninja starts throwing rocks, kicking and punching doors, windows. He's just going crazy outside, right?
He shoot him.
No, this is an airport.
Oh.
This is an airport. I thought it was an apartment upstairs. No, it's just an airport. They're doing some training at an airport.
Okay.
Yeah. So after 20 minutes after the initial contact, someone at the airport saying that the members were hunkered down in a hangar wondering where help was. They needed some help. They needed to bring in the troops here. Meanwhile, police officers located the ninja on a nearby road. He was just walking down the road. He left. He did his crime. You know, he's on to the next one here. He's trying to find his family.
I just need so much more information.
I got a little bit more, okay?
Okay.
So he refused commands, started brandishing the sword at the deputies and stuff like that, right?
Shoot him.
So they started firing projectile rounds, but they were ineffective. So I guess he was probably slicing them, dodging them, doing his ninja training.
Like Fruit Ninja, the game?
Yeah. So they had to bust out the taser on him. They give this guy a little bit of the taser.
If all else fails, the taser seems to do the trick.
Well, they get so he drops the sword. The deputies were able to take him in custody. He was identified as Gino Riviera, 35. So an Italian ninja. He's been an Italian ninja.
Oh, see, I see Gino Rivera as a Mexican ninja.
I thought Gino was very strong Italian name. I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe he's half.
Maybe he's Mexican Italian. Who knows? We're not here to get into what his race is. It's Gino the Ninja is what we're going to call him. So he was arrested for a slew of charges, including attempted homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, brandishing a weapon with the intent to resist or prevent an arrest, along with vandalism and obstructing or delaying a peace officer in the performance of their duties. Both the sergeant and the captain required stitches for their wounds, but they were cleared to return to duty. They haven't mentioned the names of the military. They redacted their names. I guess it's confidential. Yeah. So we got a little segment here. Well, here's a fun fact. We've got a fun fact. So the 160th SOAR's missions include using helicopters to insert Navy SEAL teams and other special operators. It trains for night missions. Well, not this one. As some of its operations take place under cover of darkness or in very early morning. The soldiers were in the Inyokern were attached to the regiment 2nd Battalion, which uses Chinook and Black Hawk assault helicopters, as well as Gray Eagle drones. The battalion is based in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Yeah, so there's a little fun fact on them.
It's just so weird. There's any follow-up on, like, anybody asked this guy what he's thinking?
This was very recent, so there's no updates on this one. Like, this just happened pretty within, like, the month.
You know what's weird? This feels like something I would have heard about, so I appreciate that you dug this out, because people need to know about this.
Well, these are the kind of cases we're going to get into, guys. Just things that are, like, I'm surprised we haven't heard about it. Like, I'm surprised this wasn't on the 6 o'clock news from freaking ninjas running around and stuff. Like, Wow. So
And the choice to try and infiltrate a Navy SEAL,
what are you
like,
thinking?
it doesn't even make sense.
No.
You don't mess with those guys.
I try not to mess with anybody, but especially somebody in
They're
like,
not messing with a Navy SEAL.
no, God, no.
You have no
But I am also
chance.
not a ninja,
That's true. That
right?
might give you some hubris.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that is going to be hard to follow.
Okay. Well, I think you probably got something good,
I've
no?
got something up my sleeve.
All
So
right.
we're going out to New Orleans.
Ooh, New Orleans. I love it.
Yep. Okay, so it's very common. People have, physical ailments or they're aged or, they just need some extra help.
Mhm.
So this young man pretended, well, not pretended. Well, yeah, he pretended to be his own brother. He doesn't have a brother, but he's pretending. He's
Okay.
prefacing this that
So, like
he
an
is
imaginary twin brother kind of thing?
just like an imaginary brother
Okay.
altogether.
Yes.
So this guy put up an ad looking for healthcare workers to take care of his 18-year-old brother.
Okay.
He doesn't have an 18-year-old brother.
Okay.
Anyways, so a bunch of
People are applying, obviously,
yeah,
and
a bunch
whatnot.
of women are applying and whatever. So I'm not sure. So I did look into it. There's not a ton of information on how he pulled this off. Because my first question immediately is, so how are you going to pretend to be your brother when these people show up, right?
Were they like the same age, or like is he gonna like do like pretend to
So
be his brother? I guess like.
so I don't know. So what happened? I looked into it. I can't find any more information. It's an ongoing case.
Okay.
Um. Anyway, so he hired some
Oh, he ended
ladies.
up hiring. He ended
Yeah,
up
he
going through with
hired
it.
some ladies to take care of him.
Okay.
And when they showed up, he was the handicapped brother or the disabled brother.
Okay.
My apologies. And he needed to be taken care of. And one of the thing was it was very important that his diapers be changed on the
Oh, he's
rig.
got a little fetish. This boy does he?
Yes. So
Yeah.
a complaint was filed because there was women going through and then calling the police and saying like something's up. This guy, like
Something's not right here, kind of thing.
when one of the important duties of the job is that he needs to have his diaper changed, but every time we go to change his diaper, he has an erection.
Ooh, lordy! So super fetish.
Yes. So the Louisiana man pretended to have special needs in order to have women he hired as babysitters change his diaper.
Ooh, that's some creepy stuff.
A judge sentenced, I'm going to throw out his name because this guy deserves
Name
to
drop
have his
this
name
boy.
thrown out. Rutledge Dees the Fourth.
Oh, he's the fourth.
Yeah.
There's four of these Rutledges.
Rutledges. To 5 years probation of 400 hours of community service.
So was he in fact doing it? What was the
There
crime?
is more to the story.
Okay, let's
well,
hear it.
I mean, I think that is considered sexual assault. You can't.
So yeah.
You can't preface. You have to be open with those kinds of things. So,
Yeah.
a judge sentenced him to 5 years probation. Then, for doing this, then that's up and over, and he does it again.
Oh, he didn't learn.
No.
Well, one of those guys.
Yeah. So police followed up on some more reports that this was happening, and he was using the internet to engage in fraud and commit sexual battery. So that's what they're calling it, sexual battery,
Okay, yeah.
which makes sense to me. You can't lie. You know what? If you have a fetish and you want someone to service that fetish, you go ahead, but you be open about that.
Well, and there's like sites for that kind of stuff and like professionals that do that. Like if you're looking to pay somebody already for it, just pay somebody that's into sex work. Like, I mean, it's a thing.
You don't pretend that it's something else.
Well, you don't put somebody else in an awkward situation like that. Like this woman's here just, she thinks she's going to change your diaper. And all of a sudden you've got a raging boner? Yeah. Like, no, that's not cool, man.
Through the course of their investigation, police learned that Dees had advertised on social media to find a home health care worker to look after his disabled brother, quote unquote, Corey. However, once the workers arrived, Dees would pretend to be Corey and have the women change his diaper, which aroused him sexually. One of the victims, an unnamed woman, provided care for Corey on at least 10 separate occasions.
She kept coming back
before she realized what was happening and reported it again to the police. So now the police have arrested him again. 10 counts of sexual battery, 10 counts of human trafficking, labor, and 1 count of possession of a controlled dangerous substance. It doesn't go into what that was, but it doesn't surprise me that this guy's got something going on. At least 2 women found out about his lies after his arrest. At one court hearing, one of the women described how learning the truth changed her outlook on the world. I used to believe that almost everyone in the world was inherently good. In this case, I was wrong,
Yeah,
the
yeah, she
woman
was.
said. Uh, Lawyers for Dees are now trying to claim he suffers from issues related to substance abuse
Of course.
and that his actions stem from sexual trauma he previously experienced. So it doesn't go into that, but needless to say, just because you have had something happen to you does not mean you
Well, and
should be
now
doing
all
this to
these
other
10
people.
women or whatever it is have all experienced this. So you've done this to 10 other people.
Yeah,
or whatever the number was. Like,
I'm definitely not going to victim blame here, but I'm going to give a piece of advice. Thoroughly vet any jobs you're getting over social media.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Be careful. People are creepy and weird, as this guy proved to be both.
Well, and I mean, like you don't really know much about these people. Like you can't really get a backstory. You're just like, hey, I need money. I'm this is where I need the dough. I gotta go to
100%.
work. This is somebody that's willing to pay me. And so I mean,
Home healthcare work is legitimate work. Like, I mean,
100%. Your sister.
she had that job. She
Yeah.
did home healthcare. But
I gotta ask her if she's ever had.
that was through an agency. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You find work where you find work. Everybody needs to make money, but be careful.
Yeah, for sure.
Thoroughly vet people because, you know,
There's a lot of creeps out there. There's a lot of creeps out there.
I like how they take it seriously, though. Human trafficking,
Yeah,
labor, that's
early charges like that.
Yeah,
that's something you don't want on. Like if like your name got Googled,
yeah,
that's something you don't want on there.
exactly. So I feel sorry for all the other 3 Rutledge Diaz's, but this guy ruined it for all of you.
Yeah, number 4. The 4th, yeah. Don't have a 5th, please.
Yeah.
Don't make a 5th.
The line ends there.
Yeah. So with today being, we're actually recording on Easter. The day of this recording, it'll come out after, but I have an Easter related story. So, this one comes from London. A man has been convicted of stealing nearly worth around 40,000 pounds, $48,000. So pounds being currency of a particular item that could have ruined Easter for a small town in Stafford Park in Telford, Western England. So Joby Poole, Joby with a B, Joby, Joby Poole, pleaded guilty in court to criminal damage and theft. Poole was stopped on the highway driving a big rig. He stole a big rig. They say he used a metal grinder to break into an industrial unit before driving off with the goods. They think that he's like, it wasn't spur of the moment. Like they think he might have had some inside information on this one.
Oh, somebody's giving up the deets.
Giving him the deets, yeah. So when he stopped, he was being really good. He didn't resist. He pulled over, all that fun, and he wasn't resisting, or anything like that. He was being very good. But what he was stealing was the Cadbury cream eggs.
No!
Those are my favorite. Cadbury cream eggs is what he was stealing.
Hold on.
Yeah.
48,000 British pounds sterling.
48,000.
Oh, sorry. 48,000 British pounds sterling worth of cream eggs?
So what's that? A bucket cream egg? 40,000 cream eggs. That's not, they're small. I think there's other chocolates in there as well.
I mean, the mini eggs. I'm chasing this guy if he's taking the mini eggs.
Well, I mean, stop by my house. I could use a box, right? You got some deals?
Discounted.
Huh. So they've got a name for it. It's the eggs extravagant theft.
Oh my!
Of course, right?
Of course it is.
Yeah. So Poole's in custody. Waiting for sentencing next month. So this just happened. Like they almost ruined Easter.
But they got the cream eggs back. They've been distributed. The children will be happy.
Well, now I was thinking about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't they be
evidence
as well as like tarnished at that point?
Why?
Because they're stolen. You don't know what he's done. He could have been like peeing on them, or they could have.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess that's a valid point.
On, right? So,
but I believe any truck driver. I know some truck drivers, and most of them are questionable. The ones I'm aware of.
We know one that is very questionable.
2 that are questionable. And yeah, I mean, I thought. Oh, I guess it might be different, but like I thought trailers were locked and stuff. But I'm just saying, I feel like any truck driver could do anything he wanted to anything. That's
of course, yeah, of course.
I get what you're saying, but also like kids need cream eggs, so
I mean, the whole town, 40,000 pounds worth. Like, wow, let's get those cream eggs going. Yeah,
I don't even like cream eggs that much, but that's devastating loss still.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one quick one. It's
Okay.
not long,
No,
but
that's fine.
it's stupid.
They're all good. They're all juicy, right? That's what we're here for, the juice.
Okay. Somerset County, Maine. So there's
Maine,
this
we're on the East Coast, okay?
yep, there is this guy. His name is Christopher Wallace, and he's
Okay.
from Fairfield, Maine.
Christopher Wallace. That's Biggie's name,
Oh, well, there we go.
isn't it? Christopher Wallace, right?
Yeah, I believe so,
Yeah, Biggie.
actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
we got
you're
Biggie.
anyways, Christopher Wallace, not Biggie. This
Not,
man
not
is a very thin white man.
okay. And he's not notorious.
Well, no, he is for this crime.
Okay, okay, he's notorious.
So a couple weeks ago, he stole some construction equipment.
Okay, like
It
equipment.
go into it, but I'm assuming some serious stuff because for the past couple weeks, cops are looking all over for this guy.
Well, yeah, you don't steal my shit, man.
Yeah, everywhere they're looking for this guy, and all of a sudden, a couple weeks in, I guess he's feeling pretty cocky about things, and he's decided he's going to start Snapchatting, taunting police, saying,
Ooh.
"Ha ha, they can't find me,
Doesn't
idiots."
but doesn't Snapchat show your location?
It does, but that's not how they found him in
Okay.
this one. So he made a couple of critical mistakes that did end up leading to his capture. He started with Snapchats, and you did kind of jump the gun there, but yes, eventually he messed up and left one with the location
Oh,
on.
okay, sorry, I apologize.
The Somerset County was looking for him. They found it, so they go to his house, the house where it's pinpointed, and they do a thorough search, and they find nothing there.
Ooh.
They empty the cupboards, they empty everywhere. They can't find this guy. So they go back and they wait. And then on Monday, they post on Facebook over the past few weeks since our press release looking for Mr. Wallace. He became cocky and he's sending out these Snapchats. If anyone knows where he is, whatever.
Yeah.
So he goes on Snapchat and says, haha, those idiots were here and they couldn't find me. So
I mean, it's just a matter of time with this. You know what I mean? Like, they're looking for you. Like, you're being an idiot. You're going to jail. Whether it's today or tomorrow, you're going.
yeah, so the cops go back to the house, and while they're searching, with permission from the homeowner, so first of all, never consent to your house being searched without a warrant.
No.
Where's the warrant?
Warrant.
Warrant
up.
Just like lawyer up, always warrant up.
Warrant up.
Anyways, they were tipped off because he actually posted a Snapchat that was sent to the police station after their original search with him Snapchatting them searching the house.
Oh, no way. So he was seeing them.
Yeah, he was seeing them and Snapchatting it after they left. So they finally figured it out. Some people, some rat-a-tat-tats in the community, some ratatouilles, called into the police and said, hey, he was filming where you're doing this. Here it is. This is where he is in the house. How did you miss him? Anyways, so they looked in a cupboard that they had looked in. They did the kitchen cabinets, and they found way in the back there was some food, pots and pans. There was also a pair of feet. Ooh. So they dragged Mr. Wallace out of that cupboard by his feet.
Well, yeah.
And placed him under arrest.
I mean, he was probably good at hide and seek as a kid, I would say.
Here's the thing. The sheriff's office said, put it this way, when the police ask you multiple times if someone is hiding in your house and you answer repeatedly that they are not in the house and you have not seen that person in weeks, you're going to get arrested. So Miss Erica Hall, the owner of the home, also arrested.
Oh, rightfully so.
I believe so. I believe both these morons should be locked up. The police also said, or the sheriffs, my apologies, I'm not sure what the difference is, but anyways.
Sheriffs are like voted. I don't know.
I don't know how it works. Anyways, here we have police. That's it. We don't really have sheriffs. Anyways, so yeah, the police said this guy was free and clear. We couldn't find him.
Yeah.
If he didn't do these Snapchats,
he wouldn't.
He would not have been caught. They wouldn't have found him. So never get too cocky, I think is the thing here.
And don't put your crimes on social media, folks. Just don't.
If you're that dumb and you need to brag, at least turn your location off.
Yeah, whatever you gotta do.
Also, if the cops come to your house, don't give them permission to search it if you're hiding a fugitive, Erica Hall.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our very first episode. I had a great time, Ella. How about you?
It was pretty fun.
Yeah, we've got more stories coming at you. We're going to do weekly episodes, so hopefully everybody stayed to the end, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in, guys, and enjoy your day. Small time crime.
Out.